Okay, Jake, you probably don't get as many chances as you'd like to come back here. What's it like to sit in your old seat at Carrow Road?
This is lovely to be back in my old seat actually at Carrow Road. This is where I sat long before this was turned into the Gerald stand, and I used to sit here back 20 years ago actually. And it's funny seeing the pitch exactly the same as I saw it all those years ago. It brings back some memories of the days when Dave Stringer was the manager and Lee Power and Afana Kuku and Darren Eadie and Jeremy Goss were ruling the roost for Norwich City.
Do you remember a specific era as a fan?
I suppose I've got a few memories really. I remember those early times, and then obviously the cup run in Europe when we saw the likes of Vitesse Arnhem and Inter Milan, and obviously Bayern Munich came here as well, and there was that period where Jeremy Goss just seemed to be scoring incredible goals every single week. And then I think my other standout memories are the playoff final against Birmingham when we went to the Millennium Stadium, and that was the most remarkable thing, to be driving back along the M4 and every car, it seemed, had a Norwich City flag or scarf hanging out the side of the window. And then there was the sort of doldrum days. I remember going to Queen's Park Rangers and I hardly recognised any of the players that were putting on the Norwich City jersey, and that was depressing. And then this remarkable rise under Paul Lambert, and then, you know, last season's 11th place finish. It certainly feels like it's been an up and down era to be a Norwich City fan, but thankfully now mainly on the up.
Just talk us through the history of you being a Norwich fan. How did you fall in love with the club?
Well, I'm a firm believer that you need to support your local team, and people always have a go at me for that because I was born in Peterborough. And they say, well, why aren't you a posh fan? And they are my second team. I would admit to Peterborough being another team that I follow, but I wasn't really into football till I came to Norwich. And then when I was about 11 or 12, my friend's dad bought 2 season tickets, and this was then the family stand. And we used to sit here and watch Norwich play, and I just fell in love with football and fell in love with Norwich City all those years ago. That's how it happened.
If you had to pick one game, which is your favourite from here at Carrow Road, what would it be?
From here at Carrow Road, it's the 4-4 draw with Middlesbrough, where we just scored 3 goals in that goal in quick succession. Adam Drury getting the last goal. It was just cracking. It was a really special day, and I was a paper boy at the time. So the next day, I was delivering the Eastern Daily Press around where my parents live, and the back page was all about the fans who'd left early, and I was loving it, thinking I was there. I stayed till the bitter end.
Just explain what's unique about this place.
I think that what's amazing about Norwich is that we're still a proper family club. You know, there are very few teams in the Premier League now that are owned by individuals who are still fans. It's either foreign owners or really wealthy businessmen, or the clubs have been floated, and so they're owned by many different people and various investment groups and stuff. And that isn't the case at Norwich. You know, we're owned by Delia Smith, who Norwich fans can relate to, who Norwich fans know, who they recognise. You know, they could walk up to her after the game and share their concerns about the club, and you can't do that with most clubs in the Premier League. And we are now in such a minority, those kind of clubs in this country. So the fact we can do that, and the fact we've never been in administration, although we've been close, and that we're really, you know, punching either above our weight or at our weight in the Premier League, just makes me proud every single week. And I just hope it continues, because the millions that are pouring into Premier League football, for Norwich City to be taking advantage of that is just vital.